Whether you are planning to migrate to Australia, you're already here on a temporary visa, or just curious about how migration policies are evolving, this is the video you don't want to miss. An Australia visa quota is essentially the number of visas Australians allocate for the different categories of immigrants each year. In this video, we are diving into the truth about Australia's visa secret quota in 2025. The quotas are determined by the government and are influenced by a mix of factors, economic needs, and demographic challenges. In Australia, this means everything from the skilled migration to family reunion visas to humanitarian and refugee visas as well. So, their visa quota essentially determines how people will get the chance to new life in Australia in a given year, 2025. For the individuals and the families, is short to the Australian dream and being stuck in the long, uncertain waiting game. For Australia as a nation, it's about shaping the future workforce, addressing population aging, and fulfilling economic growth. The 2025 visa quota was changing. For 2025, the Australian government has announced some major changes to its visa program. First up, total visa allocation is set to increase, but not across the board. The skilled migration category is getting a bigger slice of the pie, while some other categories like family and humanitarian visas are seeing either minimal growth or even cuts in some cases. Australia is focused on rebuilding its economy, skilled migrants, and the key filling critical labor shortages in 2025. In fact, there is a massive push for the regional migration to ensure that the areas outside the major cities like Sydney and Melbourne gets the workers they desperately needed. On the flip side, family visas, particularly for parents, are facing tighter restrictions. The government argued that these visas place too heavier burden the public services like healthcare and social welfare. And while there's always humanitarian allocation, it's clear that the focus on has shifted the economy migration. How many visas are we talking about? All right, let's talk about the number. For the 2025, the total planned migration intake is set to at around 185,000 visas, and out of this, nearly 71% is allocated to skilled migration, which is about 132,000 within the category. The biggest winners are the employer sponsored visas and the global talent visa program. Both of these are designed for the attract highly skilled professionals who can contribute immediately to Australia's economy. The family stream is expected to account for the visas, 52,500, majority going to partner visas. And however, parents visas are seeing up to cap, causing some frustration. Families have hoping to reunite with loved ones, and there's a humanitarian program which is set to around 13,000 visas only. While the number might be significant, it's actually lower than what many advocacy groups were thinking about the refugees crisis. The impact on the skilled migration application. Now you are planning to apply under the skilled migration category. 2025 might be just be your years, but it's not without the challenges. The competition is fierce. The government is rising the bar in the terms of qualification, English proficiency, and work experience as well. One big change is that emphasize on the regional migration, and states like South Australia, Tasmania, and Western Australia are rolling out incentives to attract skilled workers. And think extra points and points fast processing time and even financial grants. So if you are flexible about the where you want to live, this could be a golden opportunity. The global talent visas program is another game changer. This program targets individuals who are leaders fields like tech, medical, and engineering, and creativity professionals. If you have got exceptional skills and proven track record, this could be your chance to take the permanent residency in Australia. What about the international students? If you are an international student, you are probably all of this affect you. The good news is that Australia is still keen to international students, because not just for the revenue bring out, but because they are an ideal pipeline for the skilled migration. In fact, there are new post-study work right here graduate in high demand fields to stay in Australia longer and gain valuable work experience. However, there is a catch as the government tightening the rules around the fraudulent education providers and low quality courses. So if you are planning to study in Australia, make sure you choose a reputable institution and course that align with Australia's priority sectors, challenges and controversies. Of course, not everyone is in 2025 visa quota. Advocacy groups skill the focus on migration come to the expenses, family reunion and humanitarian needs. There is also criticism that system favors the wealthy and highly educated living little and those who might need to helping hand to build a better future. Another point of contention is the processing time, and even with the increased quotas, the Department of Home Affairs is struggling with a massive backlog of applications. This means that even if you allow all the criteria, you could still face a long delays before getting your visa. And then there's a integration, and while skilled migrants bring economic benefits, there's a growing concern about how well they're being to integrate into Australian society. Issues like housing, affordability, access to healthcare, and even social cohesion and all the border conversation. Tips for the navigating the 2025 visa landscape. So, what can you do? Improve your chances in this highly competitive environment. Here are some practical tips. Do your research. Understand which visa category suits your qualification and goals. Check the priority occupation. List and state specific requirements. Number two, work on your skills. If you are applying to the migrations, focus on areas that are high in the demand. Consider upskilling or gaining an additional certification if needed. Number three, boost your points, whether improving the English test scores, gaining more work experience, or studying in the regional Australia. Every point counts. Number four, seek professional consultancy, advise immigration complex and ever-changing registered migration agent will help you the system and avoid the costly mistakes. Number five, be patient and persistent. The process can be long and challenging, but the persistent pays off. Stay updated on the policy changes and be ready to adopt your plans if needed. What does this mean for Australia? So, what is the bigger thing here? Australia 2025 visa quota country shifting priority in a post-pandemic world. It's about balancing economic recovery with the social cohesion, addressing labor shortages while managing population growth and navigating the complex realities of the global migration. For aspiring migrants, it's a reminder that the pathway to Australia is becoming more competitive and more selective. But it's also a sign of opportunities there are who are willing to put in the effort and align with the goals Australia's need. And for the Australia nations is chance to shape its future to build a diverse, skilled and vibrant society that's ready to tackle the challenging of the 21st century. Alright, that's wrap on the today's deep dive into the Australia's 2025 visa quota. We hope this video has given you some insight and definitely you will share with the needy one. Thank you so much for watching. Tell this and Sannan bin